I just want to say good morning. You have to forgive me, I'm a little nervous. Pastor asked me to do the word of encouragement today, and I looked at him and was like, oh, no, I'm not ready for that. Not my time, not my time. But if he says it's my time, that means God put something in his spirit. That's right. Amen. So I pray that what I'm about to bring to you does give you some type of encouragement. In 1999, I was diagnosed with epilepsy, generalized tonic-clonic seizures, to be exact. This type of seizure is where my brain signals don't like to work together. So they cause me to lose consciousness, pass out, fall to the ground. And then behind that comes shaking violently to the point people can't touch me, or I'll end up hurting them more than hurting myself. In the past, there were times where I would wake up on the floor in the middle of a hallway of school, or worse, in a hospital. I don't know if you can imagine waking up on a cold floor or in a hospital bed, feeling your body hurt so bad, looking at it and seeing all these scrapes and bruises to your body and face because you passed out. But I always had a friend who helped me. She was by my side. She says, Naomi, just for 5 minutes, I want you to just inhale, exhale. My friend was this. Cigarettes. We hung out a lot. Now, smoking cigarettes and I'm being epileptic, not a good combination. I would have seizures, I would smoke. I would have another seizure, I would smoke. I would get hungry, I would smoke. But we always had a good time for 5 minutes of that pleasure. But one thing at that time I wasn't realizing was I was putting toxins in my body. You know, you're not thinking about that. I'm gonna have a seizure, I'm gonna smoke real quick. All right, keep going. For many years went on, I continued to have seizures, but I kept smoking. The only time I stopped was when I was pregnant. And I can tell you, while being pregnant, I had more seizures. And all I wanted to do was smoke. I couldn't. It was going to hurt the baby. But having seizures would hurt the baby anyway. Women who have epilepsy and on certain type of medication, their babies come out deformed. Not all of them, but come out deformed. Spina bifida, cleft plate. But by the grace of God, I had a baby, boy, with no birth defects. But however, within 8 months, I started smoking again. This continued for more years, and I stopped again because I was pregnant. And this time I had a girl. And by the grace of God, no birth defects. And you see her running around here with her head cut off, full of love and joy and spirit, and trying to take care of every single child she can get her hands on. I had a walk with God, but it wasn't strong. I would go to church, come home, deal with the kids, smoke. Put the kids to bed, smoke. But it wasn't until 2012 that my walk with God turned for the better. I met a man who took me by the hand while my spirit was broken and said, I want to introduce you to a life that I am living. Okay, well, he said this. I was like, this man is crazy. I don't know what kind of life you're living. And then he used to tell me, I used to drive past your house hoping that you would be outside one day. I said, okay, now I got a stalker. But what he was trying to show me was his walk with God, to show me how good it is. And as crazy as I thought he was, I married him. To this day, David King, my husband, I love and adore everything about you. Thank you for taking my hand. Otherwise, I wouldn't be walking. As I was walking on my path, I started smoking again. But this time, it was when no one was looking. I was that closet smoker, Had the walk, but was smoking. So I would wait till, people went to bed or, wake up in the morning, have that good cup of coffee with that cigarette and just take a breather before everybody woke up. But all the while, I knew what I was doing wrong, and I knew my walk with God. I always talked to him when I had the cigarette in my hand, saying, help me quit. Help me quit. 2 years had went by until one day I was on the computer and I came across this story. It was a woman who was 35 years old, had a 5-year-old child, lived in an apartment, had seizures, and was a smoker. I was like, wow, that's me. Okay. But the story continued to say that she had a seizure while she was smoking, caught the house on fire, and ended up with her daughter having brain problems as well as she. I had to take a step back, and I was like, that's me, and that could happen. I had a fresh pack of cigarettes. I just finished packing. I was like, I'm going to go outside. Let me tell you, after reading that story, I took them cigarettes, I tore them up, put them in the trash, said bye-bye. I haven't smoked since then. It was hard. It was really, really hard. But on my walk, one of the things that I've always had kind of hard time doing was, remembering scripture, and then applying it. I knew of it, but I didn't know how to apply it. One of my favorite scriptures is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lead not to your own understanding, and always acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. And Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. I don't know if I've encouraged anybody today to see that, how things in your life and in your body that you can put in your body can turn out for the better. I can tell you that despite my fall and despite the toxins I put in my body, God still blessed me. He still helped me walk. I can stand here telling you today that I have been seizure-free since 2010. I have quit smoking. I have 2 healthy children. I drive. I have a church home. I married the man that God put in my life. And I had the wedding of my dreams. And I couldn't have had the best pastor to marry us, Pastor Taye. He did a wonderful job, and I truly love you and your family for it. As I have to step back and look at everything, and I keep going day after day, there are times that my day gets so stressful. I just need to breathe. I need that 5 minutes of pleasure. But what gets brought to me when I need that cigarette is what's more important, 5 minutes of pleasure or 50 more years to treasure. Thank you.